curious what it was doing, and I was just like emails or something. Um, oh, C time, no. Oh yeah. C time is equivalent to ask time, local time. Good. Goodly good. So C time, I guess. All right, so time dot C time. I'm just curious to know what the timing of the events are, because like I fiddled with the timing of the events, and there are certain factors that will change the timing of the event. So I'm just now every time an event starts, it's I mean we won't actually see this until like the next time I restart the script, which probably won't be till tomorrow because I'm going to be doing like a major refactor on the environment system, which is going to be crazy and it's going to like ruin everything. Trusty Bard is the storyteller for side quest. He's a little sensitive about the term bot, but he's the storyteller. You can trust him. So yeah. I've been thinking of like actually putting side quest in my own name, because then it would be me talking in chat, and I think people would like. I think that would make a little more sense to people. Like I think people would like. Well, the nice thing I think is that it would like, it would convey the authority, like because Trusty Bard right now like in chat people are just like, who's this Trusty Bard, right? Like literally, like Matt Slow just asked, like, who is this Trusty Bard? So if SideQuest played through my own voice in chat, like that might be, it might have that advantage, and that people would understand like, oh, this is legit, this is like the real deal. um Hey, congratulations everyone who leveled up. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that though, just because excuse me, just because it also, I like, I don't, that's not what I sound like when I talk. So it'd be weird to be coming from my voice. I don't know. It's something I've been thinking about though. Oh, speaking of things that I've been thinking about, I just like I'm a little distracted now, but a lot of times I'll just be thinking of I'll be like thinking about the project when I'm not anywhere near it. So I'm just gonna add in a bunch of like cryptic things to my to-do list. I'm gonna add signposts, and add, and then treasure, uh, and stats, or just like a few things that I don't know if I necessarily want to do them, but I definitely want to think about them. So those are just reminders to myself. Um, Signposts. I guess I can. I guess I might as well tell. Signposts and treasures might be an either or sort of thing. Uh, Storyteller would not be a better name for Trusty Bard. Trusty Bard is a name for the character, and Bard. I don't know if you know this, but Bard actually means storyteller. So, uh, he's basically named Trusty Storyteller. Storyteller is way too generic sounding. Doesn't feel thematic for the game. It was one of the things that, like, when I in the brainstorming process, like, you know, it was like when I was trying to come up, like, what should I name this account? Like, Storyteller was an obvious first step, and then eventually I came to Trusty Bard because it makes way more sense ultimately. So I could go way back to something very like primitive and primordial like Storyteller, but that's not an improvement. So, um, okay, so signposts. Uh, the yeah. Okay, so these are like events without events, kind of. One of the things that I keep one of the things that I keep thinking of when writing events is like having like a branching path, like literally paths that like diverge. And like the thing about that is that it doesn't really make sense for this game to have like events that do that, because in like a real situation, like if there are diverging paths, then people could split up. Whereas in this game, it doesn't really work very well for people to split up, because everyone can always play in all of the events. So like if half the people go down one path and half the people go down another path, what happens when there's something down one of the paths? Like it doesn't really completely make sense to the other people. So like instead of making an event that actually like splits people up, signposts, I'm thinking, are basically just going to be like little things that happen intermittently in the environment, where it's like it's entirely passive. You don't have to do anything, but when you like, so basically like, you know how the action tags appear on screen? I'm thinking like I'm thinking of basically having action tags, except that they appear on a little signpost in the environment. It might be like exaggeratedly big, but basically like they're like optional action tags that if no one takes them, then like your adventuring party will just go randomly one direction or the other. But if people actually choose that, it's basically like a way to choose to steer the course of the game without like outside of events. And like so there's not going to be like a reward system for it. It's not about like it's not there's no actual challenge to it. It's just about like picking which way to go. I just thought that would be a fun other thing to do. Treasure, kind of similar. Like instead of just having signposts littered throughout, just having like occasional like treasure show up. And so it would basically be like the first person to claim it gets it, or maybe they'd be in limited supply. Like maybe there'd be like like maybe it's the first like however many, or like whoever gets it, like whoever sees the treasure and then like gets it in like a certain time frame. I don't know about the treasure. I might actually work signposts and treasure together so that like signposts work kind of like treasure, where if there's signposts, like maybe one of the arrows points to like the dump and the other arrow points to treasure, so that way like if you catch the signpost and go in the right path, then it like something like that. And then stats. Oh, yeah, I should be more clear about that because that can mean a lot of different things. What I mean is like stir, whiz, dex, or something like that, or else like agi. I don't know. I was thinking like I'm thinking of pairing. So in events, I'm thinking of tagging all of the well, then you're never leaving. Sorry. I was thinking of tag in events. I'm thinking of tagging all of the possible actions with attributes. And the way this would work is basically the more so like if you take strength-based actions, you improve your strength as a character, and then you actually become more effective at strength-based actions. So like I'm basically trying to figure out a way to like character customization is something that I I knew in the back of my mind as like something that I wanted for the game, but like more than I wanted character customization, just to get the game to work, I really wanted to avoid chat commands. Like just avoid chat commands like the plague. The only commands in this game are participation in the events, and like those are like direct points of player agency, and like you you know so that's like they're it's the game's not interactive if there are literally zero ways to interact with the game, but that's my conceit. And so yeah, so I guess like the yeah that so basically by tagging the actions that way, that would allow players to steer the course of their character, and also it would incorporate some of that without adding anything in terms of like commands or interaction, or like there's nothing, you don't actually have to change anything, and you could completely ignore the action, you could completely ignore the stats too, and just play as like a generalist or whatever. So fine, what do you want what do you want me to say, Matt Slough? um you didn't ask a question. um I also don't say on stream what you're trying to get me to say, because if I say that on stream, other people will think I'm going to stop streaming, whereas I'm not stopping my stream. So I'm never going to say that, Matt Slough. So you can unfollow if you want. I honestly don't care. Um, so yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Uh, um, what was I doing? That was a distraction from. Oh yeah, this big old slog that I'm about to embark on. So um, yeah. All right. So am I really gonna just comment out like? No, that's gonna be way too duplicative. I'm not gonna like keep a commented out clean version. I'm just gonna like back up the script. I mean, I kind of have that with the clone. I'm just gonna back it up, and that way, if like halfway down this, or actually, yeah, no. So I'm just gonna actually do that. I'm just gonna put a copy in the backup folder. So that way, if I do something terrible and I'm not able to like come out the other side of this, I can just roll back to that version. So BG transition equals 0. Yeah. BG transition equals 0. Um, hmm, huh. I'll probably want to like rearrange this because what do I want to do now instead? I can like I don't have to check for phases anymore. So like the transition BG transition basically would check for phases. So I mean I guess I should still do that. I guess the difference is I don't really need phase 0 anymore. Uh so yeah, what are the I am reading chat. I am reading chat. No, I told you, Matt. I don't say that on stream. Sorry, I'm gonna I'm gonna help you on your way. I'm just giving you a 24-hour ban, but actually no, it won't even be 24 hours. It'll just be a 1 hour ban. So please, you clearly have to go somewhere. So have a fun time wherever you're going, and I hope to see you again soon sometime. How's that? um, okay. The all right. So if whoa, what the heck just happened? Oh wow, it's something for some reason like the entire script got selected for some reason. No, BG trans equals oh yeah, so if BG trans equals 0, no, we don't actually even care about 0 anymore. So if BG trans equals 1, um, actually no, you know what? Maybe instead of maybe instead of yeah, maybe I could just set up the thresholds. No, no, no. That wouldn't work exactly. No, this is fine. Okay. I was gonna say like maybe I could just because like the cool thing about the what is it, the environment frame, keeping track of the environment frame is that like there are now like specific regions of the environment frame that correspond to the there are various regions of the that correspond to the different transition stages. So I could just like yeah, I'll still just keep track of them manually, I guess. I gave him a that's it. You're permabanned. Permabanned forever, Marty BM. Permabanned forever. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. You're not actually you're not actually banned at all. But like no, I use I try and use moderator tools sparingly, but if people are like being so disruptive that I literally can't focus, then that's another situation. I don't know. If I don't use them, I'm gonna spend like all day moderating, and I'm gonna spend all day not making game dev, and that's not what I'm here for. So, uh, anyone who's here for game dev, welcome. How's it going? You came to the right place. um, so, if BG trans equals 1, then I mean, yeah. Hmm. No, you know what? I'm just gonna say. I think I am just gonna use the. I'm just gonna look up the phase per frame. Is that? It's a little gratuitous. Because the yeah, no, it's a little bit much. Because like the phase doesn't even it doesn't change that often, relatively speaking. So, uh, huh. Um, I mean, huh. You know what? I, hey, Nilcor, how's it going? Welcome. I just like there's so many different ways I could refactor the system that I'm kind of like I'm it's not that I don't know which way to proceed. Well, I kind of don't know which way to proceed, but it's because I know too many ways that I could proceed, and I guess I'm just trying to like think which would be the ideal one. Because if I'm going to refactor all of this stuff, I might as well do it like the right way. Like I shouldn't just like refactor it for the sake of like making a small change. I should like make like a big change, I guess. so so I just keep thinking of like different ways that I could even like just basically like rinse out the concept of a frame like altogether. Um, uh, So, so I just I don't know if I what would I be doing here? I guess so actually I'm just gonna look ahead a little bit. So I can yeah. So I'll figure out the phases somehow. I'll do something with the phases. Uh, Actually, I guess it wouldn't be so bad to. No, this is fine. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, no, I know what I can do with the phases. Okay. I won't base it on the current phase. I'll base it on the current. Yeah, that's what was weirding me out a little bit. It's like if I'm switching over to the system, I shouldn't base the conditional on the current transition stage. I should base it on the current environment value or whatever. But yeah, no, I can come back to that. Uh, so yeah, no, that part's actually clear. So I'll get to the other stuff in a minute. But for starters, I'm going to say so if what was it? So if environment frame is less than oh yeah, so what is the definition of phase one? It's well actually let's look at these transition points. So the junctions at which we transition. So yeah, so phase one is when wait, phase one or no, phase two? Phase two actually. Oh, yeah, I might want to change the numbering system. Phase two, like the old phase two, was the phase when we were just getting ready. Like it was basically everything was lined up, and it was everything until uh, oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Nullcore. I've been doing all right, I guess. I'm still working on SideQuest for some reason, but I like it now. So I don't use contacts. That was an answer to two questions kind of at the same time. um, okay. So so phase two is when we start having the very background slide begin to transition on screen. And that happens for a full half of the no. That happens for how long? What we're waiting for is the so right. So it started with all the slides lined up, and so the background at the very next frame, the background is going to start peeking in, but the frames in the layers in front of the background actually don't peek in yet. Phase two is pretty long because the midground layer has to actually go all the way around once before it comes in. So the midground layer moves at 4 clicks per frame, or four clicks per frame, and the length is 1920. So what environment frame or what environment frame represents that transition, that point, the point at which it circles all the way around again? I guess let's look at math with a calculator. Uh, so frame zero is when they're all perfectly lined up. Uh, oh, oh, huh. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, actually, so there are actually 2 points on the this timeline. Like, if we think of environment frame as like one big timeline, um, there are there's like the normal side and then there's the goofy side. So it kind of happens twice. Uh, but I'll worry about that later. Uh, so oh wait a second. Um, I don't actually have to set this up as a conditional. I could set this up as a I can set this up as a uh, as a loop, which I mean it's kind of the same thing, but it's a little cleaner too. So let's actually say so for like li in phase phase thresholds or like phase markers. Or wait, yeah, how do I do this? Yeah, okay. So for li and phase markers, if environment frame is less than do I have to keep track of goofy anymore? No, no, no. There's not really goofy. Sorry. There's not really there's not really the concept of goofy anymore. If I'm doing this thing here where I always keep track of the slides uh, as such, so that they're always like sorted in order instead of having them like variable like having 0 1 or 1 0. So let's do what environment frame is less than um, is less than what yeah. So the phase marker index 0. So phase markers are going to have the phase marker and then the phase itself. Then oh yeah, so I guess I'll call it like BG or end phase. End phase equals 0, but actually end phase will equal end phase will equal or no, less than. Yeah, less than. Okay, and they'll be in order. They'll be in ascending order. So okay, so end phase equals phase marker index 1, and then we can break because we don't have to keep looking. We got it. So, huh. So yeah, I'll have to set up phase markers because phase markers is not currently a thing. So let's start to calculate some of those out. I'm thinking because I'm changing like how phase markers work relative to like BG trans, which is what I used to keep track of this with. I might change the numbers. Phase markers. I should probably call this like environment phase markers. Just to be specific. So environment phase markers equals a list of lists. The first one is phase 0 starts. Well, no, actually, yeah. I guess so. There's the concept of phase 0. Phase 0 is if. Oh yeah. So the. All right. I guess let's set this up a little weird. So it equals phase 0 if if we're less than the threshold to phase to the next phase. So we're calling it phase 0. We used to call it phase 1. And that was what I was about to calculate. So it takes so how many clicks does it take? I think if something moves at 4 clicks per frame, how many clicks does it take to get a distance of 1920? 480. So oh, wait a second. 1920 divided by 6. Okay, just checking. I was like, what if that didn't divide evenly? It would have to, right? No, I guess it wouldn't have to. And if it didn't, then that would explain how my slides were getting desynchronized. Because I was working with integers, and so yeah, that I don't know. Okay, but no, it does. Okay, just checking. So all right. So sorry, I forgot what my math was. 1920 divided by 4 equals 480. So it takes 480 clicks just to get from phase 0 into phase 1. What used to be called phase 1 into phase 2. That's going to be confusing. All right, so anything, so yeah, so 480, so hold on, click 480. Click 480 is the first, is it the first click of the new frame, or the new phase, or is it the last click of the old phase? Uh, let's think. The old phase was the old phase was oh shoot. I have to check my math. I was just sorry. I'll come back and work on this. I'll come back and keep working on this. But it just occurred to me like the math that I was setting up with this stuff, like these are ints. A lot of these are ints. So I have to just make sure. No, I'm doing multiplication. I'm not doing any division. If I was doing division, I would have to be concerned. But it's not. It's multiplication. All right. So, all right. Yes, I changed phase markers to be named environment phase markers. Yar. Um, and okay. So yeah. So 0 to I think 480 is the first click of the new phase. But actually, I guess it actually doesn't really matter. I can say it either way because the other frame is going to be completely off screen anyways, or the other slide is going to be completely off screen. So it could arbitrarily be either, I think, is actually the truth of the matter. So let's yeah, so environment phase marker. So 480. So less than 480. Anything less than 480 is phase 0. That seems fine. All right. So then what's the next thing that we're waiting for? The next thing that we're waiting for. Oh, so the other thing. So 480, we got as such. When so at phase 480, the back layer has transitioned halfway. Halfway? Yeah. Yeah, the background layer is actually like fully half on screen. And this is when the midground layer starts to creep in. The the next thing that we're waiting for is when the midground, no, the near ground layer starts to creep in. And if I recall correctly, if the so let's see, if the background side has moved, yeah, if the background side has moved halfway across, the near ground layer has moved all the way across, and then has moved across halfway again. So that so now it actually only needs to go halfway across the screen now. Yeah, because I guess the difference between these phases is actually pretty slim relatively. Um, so uh, so let's see what excuse me. I was just thinking how I can change my loop to make it a little bit less. I don't know. Just make it a little cleaner or something. I don't know. I'll worry about that later though. Okay, so the so math time. So I guess the question now is how long does it take for how many clicks does it take for the near ground layer to move halfway across the screen, right? And that's not going to take long at all. It's going to be 960 divided by 6, right? Because it moves at speed of 6, so 160. So 160 plus 480 plus 480 equals 640 is, I guess, the threshold for the next phase. Um, so if it's less than 640, then it's phase 1, the new phase 1, what used to be called phase 2. Oops, I did not mean to put a close brace there. Comma. Okay. So then the next phase is based on the 4 foreground layer, I guess it would have to be, because that's the next relevant slide. And so what position are we all in now? I think the 4 foreground layer has to make a full transition across the screen, because this is when the 4 foreground layer is going to show a transition at all. Uh, and I guess it's only technically, yeah, it's actually only used for special transition slides like the snow, because typically there is no 4 foreground layer in a transition. So it's kind of a special case. And so, yeah, so it has to be a full swing across the screen altogether, but at a pretty fast rate. So it's going to be 1920. Oh yeah. These thresholds are all going to change if the G width ever changes, or if the speed ever changes. So, yikes. I'll just have to recalculate them or something. Hopefully, those things will just never change. All right, sorry. 1920. And then so 1920 divided by 8 plus 640 equals 880. 880. Wait, seriously? We're getting really close to 960, which I thought was like the halfway point. No, 960 is the halfway point, but these are fully to scale, so n frame is going to go all the way to. Wait, no, I thought we decided n frame was only going to go to 1920. So why are these so high? Am I supposed to be dividing these by 2 or something? Or am I misjudging again? Like how long these transitions actually take? Oh, yeah, no, maybe that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's what it is. I'm forgetting that these transitions take literally 2 full rotations. So, yeah. Um, all right, so I'll have to change something, but I'm going to continue calculating these because I'm at least calculating them correctly. At least that part's going okay. All right, so the next one, oh yeah, so 880 is the threshold to get into frame 2, and then is 960 the next one? Is 960 just the top of the phase? Uh, Wait, what are you guys talking about? The cutscenes are more than gameplay in Order 1886. Yikes. Um, it sounds like a sounds like a nice movie. I haven't played that myself, but um, uh, all right. So yeah, 1880. That was the calculation of phase 2. Used to be called phase 3, or no, kind of phase 4. Uh, what's the next significant event? The next significant event is when everything's lined up in the center of the screen again, because that's so like one more lap around of. So wait, what was the last one was 220. So 880 plus 220. Wait, 220? No, wait. It was 240 if anything. But if I had another 240, that would be No. The next significant phase is not when it does another lap, when it does half a lap. So it'd be what's half of 240 is 1200? or 120. Uh, 880, but 880 plus 120 is like, that's also a weird number. Wait, was I did I did I do some math wrong? 1920 divided by 8, 240. Yeah. I feel like I must have gotten some math wrong. I feel like it should line up at 960, but maybe that's not really a thing. Maybe I'm just like thinking it should do that. Um, so uh, let's let me check if I'm missing any phases, or if this is how it typically goes. Uh, yeah, because the next phase, yeah, previously all the phases had to do, like, up until this point, all the phases indicated like when a slide was about to enter the screen. And actually, no, I guess that is still true. That is still the case. But it's not as significant that they're entering the screen to like introduce new transition slides. Now there's the significance of a frame entering the screen is that we're ushering in the new environment, uh, starting with the foreground layer. So what was it? It used to be the transition between phase 5 and phase 6, or the transition from phase 5 to phase 6, and the criteria there was yeah, it was the same criteria as the start of the event. It was to check. Yeah, so that should be 960. I feel like. Yeah, it should totally be 960. Why is my math not working out there? I hope I didn't mess something up. It's entirely possible that I just messed something up, but yeah, 960 is supposed to be the halfway point, the exact halfway point. So, all right, I'll run the numbers again real quick just to see where I might have made an oversight. All right, so 960. I'm quite certain that that's the halfway point. So that will be phase 3. I could also name these more descriptively. There's no reason I have to name them phase 0, 1, 2, 3. I could actually. All right. So let's let's do what? Yeah. So all right. It was either a conceptual error or a mathematical error. I feel like it was probably conceptual, right? Because the calculator probably didn't malfunction. 920 divided by 4. 480. And then, so then what was it? It was, then, so then we were checking, like, how long it would take the next half frame. Well, alright, hold on. I can stop punching those numbers in there. I'll make sure that I have because I'm just like, am I missing a frame, or am I like, I must be just like misjudging what the frame queue is, or what the transition queue is. It's when scroll 0 is less than g width for the midground layer, and then for the nearground layer, and then for the foreground layer. Yeah, I mean it's the same conditional, just for the different layers, and then we check the midground layer. I mean we could check any of the slides. I think we just use the background because it moves the slowest, and then we go backwards through foreground, near ground, midground, background. Um, so, hmm. Well, so one thing that's occurring to me is that because of the like maybe I shouldn't be calculating the phase gratuitously. Maybe I shouldn't be calculating it all the time. Maybe I actually should be more deliberate and specific about when we're actually doing this, because like yeah, so like as I mentioned before, it kind of changes. Like the goofy thing is like real kind of, because the goofy thing changes like how these thresholds are. Uh, so I could either put like all of the thresholds like overlaid each other, which would be like confusing and weird. I think I'd rather just not do that. Hey, Code Hard Program, how's it going? If Dog then, hey, welcome. How you guys? Uh, Happy Professional Transparency Day. um, all right. So, where did I go wrong with this? It's like, all right. So the background moves. Everything's lined up in the center of the screen. Everything's lined up in the center of the screen, and then we have to wait for the background, for the midground to move 150 or 100% of the way across the screen, and then so let's not even think about that. Let's think about then. Oh, maybe that's what. No, that I don't think that's. Oh wait, hold on. Let me think. So really, what we're doing is we're waiting for the. So the second threshold. I think if anything, I must have messed up the second threshold. Maybe I don't know. I don't have a body. What code hard programming? What? I'm guessing what. What? um, so sorry. The Oh, hey, congratulations! You're gonna be an uncle. That's really cool. Congratulations to your sibling as well. Your sibling and their whomever else. Congratulations. To you and your family, I'll say. Okay. 1920. What I'm looking for actually here is not 1920. So 1920 times 2 divided by 6. Oh, I could have just done divided by 3. 640. That's what I came up with last time, right? 640. 640 was the threshold I had written down, I think. So it must have just been the next one that I got wrong. It must have been one of them. And it was not each of the ones that I checked, then it has to be the next one. So where was I jotting this down? Um, it was here. So 640. All right, so 880, I guess, is the one that I have mistaken. So yeah, maybe it's like maybe this one actually only goes like a fractional distance or something, because it's like so what, yeah. So instead of like doing that composite like step by step thing, but what I'm actually checking here is how long it would take. So basically, this one has to take 3 laps across the screen, and we need to see how long it would take for this, because the one in the foreground. Well, let's see what that number comes out at. So 1920 times. Oh, I wonder if this is the thing that's getting desynchronized. Times 3. No, this one divided by 8. 720. So okay, so 720. That sounds more like a more reasonable answer than 880. I don't know how I got 880, but 720 sounds more reasonable. And yeah, because I think it actually, maybe I was trying to make it go all the way across the screen when it only had to go like halfway across the screen or something like that. And then wait, but then 720 to 960. That's kind of a jump. Does that sound right? $720 to $960. So wait, does it have to go 4 times across the screen? No, because that would give us like 880 again or something, right? 19. No, that would give us 960. Oh, so that's fine. Yeah. So it just takes one more lap across the screen. Okay, it took a half a lap across the screen, and then okay, so yeah, so the reason these two are so much closer together than these two is that it only had to take a half of a lap across the screen to get between those two, but then it has to take a full lap to get to here, and then it takes a full lap to get to the next one. So then the next one would be 9 or well, actually let's calculate it. So it's to get to phase 4 we have to go how far? Uh, um, I'm still like I'm trying to like in the back of my mind I'm trying to think ahead to like how like the goofy system is gonna work, like how it's gonna work to flip this around. Um, I will worry about that later though. I won't worry about it now. So 1920. I mean, I guess they have to be like inversely symmetrical, kind of. I think. I think they probably should. Well, so whatever. I won't make assumptions though. So to get to the next phase, so then yeah. So the next pertinent step is the one where the we're done transitioning the foreground altogether. Because at 960, all the frames are lined up again. So yeah, so we only have to check how long it takes for the side to go halfway across the screen. No, that's the mistake I keep making. I keep thinking it only has to go halfway across the screen, but halfway across the screen, it would be half on the screen, half off the screen. It does have to go all the way across the screen. Okay. Let's do 19. I'm just gonna actually try inverting them. So like, I'm just gonna say the next one is, or yeah, I'll say the next one is 1920 minus 720. I feel like this should work. So the next one should be 1200. Maybe? Is that how math works? I think so. I don't know. We'll find out. 1200, and then so 1920 minus 640 is 1280. 1280, and that's for phase 5. 1920 minus 640 is 1280. That's the one I just did. 1920 minus 480 is 1440. So 1440 comma 6. Okay. So and then yeah, and I guess there's the last one too. Phase 7 is the case where it's less than 1920. That's phase 7. Yeah. All right. So the awkward thing about this is that these markers are actually slightly different depending on whether. Hey, Fraser Carter, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, the game that we see on the bottom of the screen here is also the game that I'm working on up here. So that's what this is about. I also, if you're talking about the bounce, I'm also climbing stairs as I work. So, it's Python, yeah. All right. Sorry. So, uh, so I could just make like 2 sets of like the environment phase markers, and then just like I guess so yeah. So I guess we haven't like lost, like in the new system we haven't lost the concept of goofy versus not goofy. Or, I mean, alternately, if we're going to um actually, if we're going to transition goofy, what we could just do is like reset the phase differently. We could just whoa. Yeah, so the we could just make it so that the transition can only begin at 0 or 960, but that if it begins at 960, we just set it back to 1, or we go from 960 to 1 instead of going to 961 and continuing on. I think that would work. But is that like, that feels a little weird. So I'm just trying to think now, is there like is there something different that this actually means? Uh like now I'm just thinking like, well, then why does environment frame ever go above 960? Because actually, uh apart from this scenario, there actually isn't even a difference anymore about 960 versus like everything above 960 versus everything below 960. So they're basically interchangeable, except for this scenario. So I guess maybe this is the scenario. Yeah, and transitions like are pretty common. Like transitions happen fairly a lot. So I think I'll keep it that way, even though it's a little bit weird, I guess. Um, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Uh, so so okay, we'll keep it like this, I guess, and we'll continue on. See where this takes us. So now, oh, you know what? I actually don't need the phase 7 marker, because you know what I'll just do instead is yeah, because the phase 7 marker is a little redundant, or like it's just a little bit silly in that it's just marking the very end of the event. I'm just gonna initialize the phase to 7, and then uh, and phase marker. Yeah, so we're just going to initialize it to 7, and so if it never evaluates to any of these other ones, then it'll just stay at 7, is how we'll know. Okay, so then what comes next? So we know the phase, which is kind of neat. So we don't have to ever do any of this stuff, which again, kind of neat. We will though need an alternative to this transition-y, destination-y sort of thing. So, so yeah, what are we going to do here? Or what do we do with that, rather? I guess we can just say, right, okay, because for most of the, oh, yeah. Most of the time, the phases that we did before just had to do, they only, like, shifted from one to the next. There were two significant events, though. There was the event, there's the beginning and there was the conclusion. So we need to, because those are the things where like we actually like change the environment and all sorts of other things. Uh, hey, Rodrigo Caldera Lima. I'm sorry for mispronouncing your name. Welcome. um, so yeah, let's so what is it that we're looking for here? We're still checking if not GM stay, or no, we don't have to do. Oh, GM stay isn't even really a thing anymore. Yeah, so we can just get rid of GM stay. So if env destination not equal empty whatever. I mean, I guess we can still check that. No, I was gonna say we can still check for what phase it is, but that's actually not relevant anymore because phase 0, the old phase 0, was just kind of like the inert phase when there like was no phase, but like there technically always was a phase. We just sometimes didn't pay attention to it. But now we're paying attention to it. So okay, so sorry. Let's say so if environment destination not equals blank, then we're going to. I mean, I can just start converting this code. For some reason, my instinct is always to like rewrite it, and I guess that's actually fine. Okay. If environment destination is not blank, and let's say so if environment destination is not blank and oh, I might want to keep track of whether there's a transition in progress, because we used to just keep track of whether there's a transition in progress based on whether uh, um, so we used to keep track of whether there was a transition in progress based on the phases, but now we always have these phases going on. So I guess that kind of changes things a little bit. And also, when there's a transition in progress, we actually don't have to care about this check either. So, yeah, I guess I might as well keep track of that. So I'll keep track of it as, for example, let's see, env phase marker. Yeah, okay. So env transitioning. I might not actually need this value. Oh, you know what? I might use the I might call it like env next name. And it starts as blank, and so we'll only have env next name populated when we're transitioning to the next environment. And we'll use this for a few. This is basically the new BG's name next, except or sorry, it's we don't call it env next, we call it next env. Although I might want to switch that around because typically that's not how I name things. Should I change next env or should I change? I think I'm gonna change env next env real quick. Uh, so wait, how do I replace stuff? Find replace. Control H, I guess is how I do this. Okay. So next env next. If it's used as like a sub term, I mean, I guess I kind of do want to just replace it in all cases, but so replace it here. Replace. Again, I backed up all this stuff, so worst case scenario, I decide that I don't actually want it all converted over. I can always just restore the old version. But yeah, usually, because it's an environment and it's the next environment. So typically I would name that like starting with environment and then specifying like the modifier, like the basically like noun adjective, I guess is how I tend to name things. So, oh gosh, I can do it for like all of these. There's not going to be a bad instance here. All right, yeah, these are all fine. It's probably just going to be fine across the board. We're almost through. That's all of them. Good, we got it. There we go. Okay. Not that it mattered hugely, but whatever. No, that kind of yeah. I'm not that part of the code. I'm not actually getting rid of. So I yeah. If I was going to change it, I would have had to do it. It wouldn't automatically get refactored out. All right, but yeah, I won't bother doing BG's name next because yeah. So env next name is nothing. So the reason that we don't use env destination and env next name as the same thing, well, for one thing, you can specify a new destination even while you're transitioning. So if let's say, so right now we're in the river. Let's say we start transitioning to the village. Oh, which could happen, because the village is now in the game. Oh, speaking, well, whatever. I'm still fixing bugs. There's like, we added the village, but there's still something that I forgot to do about the village, and so I do have to go back and add that in at some point, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Because I'm still fixing bugs. So env next name is going to so in the case that we're in the river transitioning to the village, env next name is going to represent village. While we're doing that, we can queue up another destination like snow, for example, and then once we're in the village, we can transition from the village to snow eventually. But yeah, we don't have to care about our destination until we've reached our next environment, because we're not going to. There's no such thing as transitioning during a transition. You can do a jump cut during a transition, which is something else that I want to work on more later. But for right now, it's yeah, no, you were not talking to me. I saw the question in chat, but it was a question for someone else. Okay, so yeah, okay. So we have env next name, which is an important thing. I'll also be using it slightly differently than I use BG's name next. So, because BG's name next I didn't really use in the same way. So, so first we'll say if env next name equals an empty string, and env destination not equals an empty string, and I'm working on side quests, Jacquemus. Funny you should ask. uh, no, I don't mind. I just I don't know. I try to answer questions, and so okay. So the other condition is and then this one's going to be an or. So either env frame equals 0 or env frame equals 960. Yeah. So what we do here is what? this is the case where yeah. So this is a so we don't need to do this BGTS BGOS stuff anymore because those things are not actually going to change anymore. We're basically making a system where those are static mostly. Yeah. Okay. So we will do what? We'll say so instead, so the equivalent of doing that is actually now going to be to say n frame equals 0, or equal, sorry, not equal equals, but just equals 0. So if it had been 960, I mean, it might have already been 0, and then there's no difference. But if it had been 960, we're setting it to 0 because those are actually mostly equivalent statements, except for how it correlates to the environment phase. Yeah. So then I think the rest of this is actually pretty much the same. So we do translist, etc., etc. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of this is the same. So cut this, I guess. It hurts. It's painful to cut. First cut's the deepest. Alright, unindent this stuff. So, yeah. Oh. Huh. You know what? Actually, we can make this a subterm for a couple reasons. So this is not going to be part of the other conditional. We're going to say, oops, we're going to say if this or this, then that is going to be a big part of the of this other stuff. But yeah, because the other thing that we're going to do is it's feasible that oh no, we don't have to do that. Uh, Hold on. How? No, this is fine. I'm just gonna. Yeah, no, I will leave it. I'll leave it as it was. I was thinking like, I mean, hypothetically, like end of destination can be invalid, and we could filter for that ahead of time. But I don't care. We can just we can check we can check it for validity at the usual time. Because that's actually not going to be. That's not going to happen fairly often. It's mostly just going to happen if I accidentally input the wrong command in like the secret control panel or something, or if I typo or something weird like that. But it's not going to be like the norm. Uh, and actually, I could even just change it so that like my command has like better error checking, so that that actually never even happens hypothetically. So, um, yeah. Uh, For now, though, I'm actually just gonna put like an error print. So else, just so I know, like in that if that happens, I'll know like why things aren't working. So else, print invalid. Print the phrase invalid wander. Uh, yeah, that's fine. Okay. Hopefully that won't happen often. The pirate ship. That's on my list of stuff to do. I think I'm gonna make an actual pirate ship for the game. I want to, at any rate. Hey, congratulations to whoever that is that just leveled up. um, all right, so let's do what now? Hey, congratulations to both people who leveled up. Um, it's oh yeah, Rodrigo, level 2. Um, it's funny. I don't usually have the graphics on screen, but now that I'm like keeping an eye out for graphics bugs. I just feel like more connected to the game, at least in terms of the visual components. Um, so all right. So the rest of this is the same. Is there anything here? Oh yeah, BG's name next. Right. So I can start fixing this because I'm going to start replacing it with environment name next name. So BG's name next. I mean, I should just be replacing like basically every reference to BGs, because like backgrounds are what these used to be called. I'll worry about that later. I'll do the refactor first, and then I can clean up the syntax, um, or the naming conventions, as it were. So yeah, so BG's, oops, whoa, environment next name can replace BG's name next here and here and here and here, as well as here and here. So maybe I should just replace BG's name, because I don't think BG's name is actually going to change its function. I think BG's name will actually be the same. So yeah, I'm just gonna replace that real quick. So find or so H control wait what? Control H, huh? I thought it said control H was replaced. Oh, there we go. Okay, weird. All right. So replace it with env name, I guess. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think there are actually that many references to this. So let's look for the next one. So yeah, env name, env name, env name, env name. Oh wait, oh, I just replaced a reference to VG's name next. So wait, undo. Yeah, I did not actually mean to do that one. BG's name, 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 BG's name. Is that legit? Yeah. Replace. BG's name, skip BG's name next. Location. Location? What is location? I don't care. Whatever, that's fine. Where are we? Location? What is location? I just feel like I should I should know what that means. Maybe it's just a temporary variable. Maybe it's not like something super important to the game. Alright, so BG's name, replace, skip that one. Replace. Alright, is that all of them? Yeah. No, there are just references to VG's name next. Okay. What is this location thing about? I probably just use it. It's probably just a local variable. I probably don't actually use it anywhere else. Is that true? Huh. Yeah, it's just a local variable. Huh. Wait, what is this? Yeah, it's a local variable that I use in 2 different places. So I guess I should just be careful about that. What does location mean in this context? Oh yeah, no. This is when we're loading in the events. All right, yeah. All right, all good. So what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was replacing this stuff. So yeah, so basically, this stuff is gone now, and this stuff is all pointless now. But I can't get rid of of this yet, because I do still have to do this. I just have to. This is like the wrap up when the old environment. This is like the frame where we finish our transition and we all right. So I'm gonna make this an else case. Oh well. I guess I mean technically it's an else case too if environment name next. So yeah, whatever. So I'll just make this whole thing a sub case or whatever. And then I'll put an else case. No, don't indent. An else case. So this is if there is an environment next name. I can just say else if again we're checking, so this time we're checking if are we looking for 0 or are we looking for 1920? 1920, I guess. Wait, no, I guess I have to decide whether we're incrementing these frames before. No. Either way, it doesn't matter. So again, 0. We're looking for 0. Yeah. So if end frame equals 0, that means we're 100% done. It doesn't matter if we're changing. It doesn't matter if we're incrementing the frame at the end or the beginning of this loop or this part of the loop, but it just matters that it equals 0 during this loop. So yeah, let's do what? Um, yeah. So in this case, we basically do all this other stuff that we used to be doing. Oh yeah, so we don't have to care about BG speed anymore. Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, BG speed is not a thing anymore. We're just getting rid of it altogether. Um, so that's cool. And actually, that's not 100% true. We're getting rid of almost all the cases. There's still special and there's still special layers like the water and the villagers, like those still move at a different speed, like authored per environment, and so those we still need speed for. But like for if oh yeah, so we can get rid of this. So yeah, so env name, yeah, env name equals env name next. Env name next. Now we're going to say equals so yeah, so env name equals env name. Whoops. My arrow keys are right next to my page up, page down keys. So yeah, I am a floating head. All right, so env name name next equals wait, env name. What's it autocomplete? Wait, there's an env next name. No, there isn't. You're bluffing. Did I typo it? I must have typoed it somewhere. Oh no no, env next name is the correct thing. Env name next is a fake made up thing. Whoops. Env next name. Whoops. That's better. All right, so now autocomplete shouldn't come up with env name. Oh no, it's still auto-completing env name next. Did I actually accidentally put it somewhere? Hold on, let's env name next. Oh, whoa, when I declared it. Yikes. Alright. Whoops. So env oh whoa, no, I literally had a different variable called env name next. Where did I use that? I never actually used it anywhere. Well, that's delightful. Weird. Uh, um, all right, whatever. Save that. Maybe I did use. Maybe I used to use it and I got rid of it, or like yeah, like changed it so I didn't need it or something. That's funny though. Um, all right, we don't have to update the scroll thing anymore because that doesn't matter. This might be all that we have to do. Oh no, we do have to set that the yeah wait. Oh wait, and this is way too indented. Why is this so indented? Uh, oh, this is all too unindented. Is actually what's happening. This is supposed to be like that. Yeah. How did that? I don't know what's happening here. So if yeah, if env name next. Okay, yeah. So else if env frame equals 0. So env name next equals blah blah blah. So env equals next env. Basically, we're finished our transition, so the next environment is now our current environment. And yeah, so this is, yeah. So actually I'm going to print, oops, I need to capitalize that, print, env, transition, complete. Oh, I guess I don't really do these prints anymore. Yeah, because well, I mean, I can still do these two prints, I guess. But these ones aren't really as diagnostically helpful, so there might not be such a point in doing it. It'll just be env transition initiated and env transition complete. Sure. And then what? Yeah, I think that actually accomplishes everything that we needed to from here, right? Because the other stuff is just immaterial. All right, so yeah, so here's another thing that we just don't need to do anymore. I think, because this is where we would. This is basically the old thing that we did, but now we're doing this thing instead, and so this is the math that is no longer relevant. So for li in env layers keys, env layers keys, keys? What the heck is keys? Okay, keys, right. I was thinking, I was thinking, no, it's a dictionary. I was thinking like keys was something I put on my special like layers definition, but no, okay. Sorry. I keep expecting these to be more complicated than they actually are. So for uh, for SI in range two, so because for each of the layers we had two frames, right? So we had to change the scroll. First, we had two frames, and we actually kept track of the position of both of the frames, which made sense a long, long time ago, but hasn't made sense in a long time. So we can just get rid of all of this stuff. I think because this isn't actually where we. Oh wait, layers. Oh, this actually is where we translate the special layers. Because like I was saying, for well, yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just have to do this differently. Because the special layers. So yeah, I guess I'll just say what? I'll say uh, if if env dot type, is it type? Yeah, if env type equals 2, um, what is it that we're doing here? We're basically checking. So if env type equals 2, we'll say oh, we shouldn't be doing this here either. Or actually, no, I guess here is actually fine. If env type equals 2, we'll say env dot layers index mid near ground. I mean, we only ever have like so far. I'll have to come back and change this if we ever get if I ever put in what like an environment with these special layers that where they actually exist on a different layer. But right now it's always the mid near ground. So I'm just gonna say mid near ground dot speed, or no dot yeah, because these are the ones that actually have a position. Hey, one single dream, how's it going? Uh, um, so sorry, sorry. Um, I'm still just terribly amused. I don't even. Oh wow, that's funny. You can see parts of my arm when I do that, but okay. Sorry. I'll focus. I'll focus. Um, so environment layers mid near ground. Um, hmm. Yeah, this is fine. It's like the environment type 2 is a little weird at this point. Like, but that's just always going to be the case. Like, there's no point in making the whole system weird just because environment type 2 is a little weird. Just environment type 2 is a little bit weird, and so we'll just handle environment type 2 that way. So, all right, so layers mid near ground dot. So I guess I still keep track of scroll for environment type 2. Oh, weird. Yeah, I should probably just get rid of that. I should probably stop doing that. Um, because I should at least like start to convert it. Like if it's gonna be weird, I should at least have it weird and analogous rather than weird and like, because I could like leave the I could leave it like it used to be way back in the day, but way back in the day as in earlier today, like as it was originally written. Uh, so sorry, I'm not actually going anywhere. I'm just going to. Oh, actually, what time is it? It's 2:30. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna mute the microphone for 1 second, but I'll be right back. Camera looks a little weird for a second there. All right. So yeah, let's get back to it now. Just gonna minimize this. Okay. So yeah. So if environment type equals 2, then we're just gonna say uh, yeah. How do we want to do this? I guess we can just do it the old-fashioned way. It's a little weird to do it that way, but yeah. Ugh. Really? Um, like, what are the alternatives? Um, yeah, because like there's there's no clean way. Well, no, actually, no. I could calculate the position of these. I could calculate the position of these frames the exact same way I calculate the position of all the other frames, kind of, except they move in a negative direction. And negative modulo is weird. I don't like negative modulo. I think I tried to use negative modulo once, and it didn't work like I thought it would, and it was disappointing. Um, so, but no, I just uh, oh, weird. Should I just should I just completely like not change? Should I just completely preserve the old environment system to support environment type 2? I mean, maybe I should just ignore it for now and like no, I should figure out how this works cuz it's just a it's just a funny new challenge, I guess. So like the environment type 2 um so the way that no, yeah, I guess I don't actually have a 100% clear picture of how the new system is going to work. I'm like I have ideas about how I intend it for it to work, but it's not like it's not like super done. It's not like 100% done. So um I I might want to come back to this. I might just want to like make a note like this is a thing that I have to do. Uh and then like come back to it at some point. Actually, I'm just gonna leave it like broken. So I'll have to come back to it at some point. So uh, yeah, negative modulo. I think I was expecting it to like so like if you did negative modulo, if you did like if you did like what? So like so if you do like 6 modulo 4, you end up with 2, right? I was thinking if you did like negative 2 modulo 4, you would end up with 2 maybe. Because like I feel like I don't know. I guess maybe this isn't what modulo means, but to me, modulo meant it returns the integer between 0 and the upper limit, which would be the remainder of like shifting it by a I don't know. Apparently that's not what it means because I think it came out with like a weird answer instead. I don't remember what it came up with. Or like negative 6 modulo 4. Like I don't know. I yeah, I use modulo mostly when I want to take like a repeating anything repeating and like put it in like a in the little range between 0 and the upper limit. Um, but anyways, uh, okay. So what's yeah? So okay. So hypothetically, we have to do something with environment type 2 layer special layers, and then what? And then what after we do that? So what is this? BG scroll 0 equals 0 or oh wait, what is this transition window? Oh yeah, transition window. Right. That we just put this in yesterday. Yeah, transition window. Oh, interesting. All right, so I guess I just have to put in a new check for uh wait, maybe I should just put in like a special check for n frame equals 0 cuz like this is the other thing that I want to do there. Actually, no, this is a special check for n frame equals 0 or n frame equals 960. So should I reverse the order of those conditionals? Because like I had that conditional right up somewhere. Like right here we do if n frame equals 0 or n frame equals 960. So I could just run that same conditional twice, or I could just like swing this around and do it. Yeah, no, if I'm gonna run that conditional anyways, I might as well just do it once. Cut this out and put it, so if either of these things, then there are a few things that we do. So if either of these things, then we can do this whole business. Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, wait, this one we only do if n frame equals 0. We don't do it if n frame equals 960. That's fine, though. It's less duplicative to do it this way. Alright, so if n frame equals 0 or n frame equals 960, this is this statement that here. So in either of these cases, transition window equals blobbity bling blong. So I can just get rid of that. Alright, so here's the fun part. Here is all of the environment rendering. All of the environment rendering. So the easy thing I could just do up front is just replace BG transition with our new environment, whatever. And maybe that's all I should do. Maybe I shouldn't do a bigger refactor right now. Maybe I should just stick with that for now. At least just to test if it works, right? And then if it works, then then I can do whatever I want. Other than that, that seems reasonable. All right, so oh yeah, but I do need to change scroll. Yeah. So I need to change. So VG trans. So let's look at all the places that we have VG trans because oh yeah, the numbers are different. I should just use the old numbers. I should just use the old numbers because otherwise I have to go through and change what all these numbers mean. I just have to offset them by like 1, I think, is the gist. Because like 6 is now 5, like 2 is now 1, I think is how it works. Right? Or wait, no, maybe is it off? Wait, there used to be trans 9, but now it goes up to 7. So is it offset by 2? 0? Yeah. It's offset by 2. So 6 is now 4, yeah. I guess that's fine. No, you know what? Again, just for testing purposes, it's quicker to do it the other way. So there's never trans 0 or 1. It just excuse me. It just indexes. It just indexes starting from 2, which is just I don't know. It's just funny. It's just funny to me. If I made a modulo, or if I made a thing that works the way that I think modulo should work, I would just make it work that way, right? Like, it doesn't have to work automagically. It just has to work correctly, is the thing. So, if I made a modulo, it would, no. Alright, so 2 is that one. 3 is this one. 4 is this one. 5 is this one. 6 is this one. Sorry, it reduces me way too much. 7 is this one. 8 is this one, and then I need to set the other one to default to 9. Alright. So, am I referencing end phase anywhere else? No, I think it's just there so far. Again, it'll be as easy to change this way as the other way, so it's fine to use it like this. Alright, so now let's look at our VG trans again. And now let's replace these with env phase, right? Yeah. Oops, not end phase marker, end phase. Actually, yeah. So I can do find replace. So replace VGTrans with env phase. And I think it's probably going to be like all cases, just like rapid fire, like blam, 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 blammy, blam, 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 blam. Blam, 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 blam. I might need to do a quick check for, Actually, no, there are other places in the document where I can't just make this swap because BGTrans doesn't operate exactly like, yeah, right, so, oh, 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 oh. Oh, that's the other thing. It doesn't even work the same in here. Huh. Well, I'll figure that out in a minute. Alright, so BGTrans, 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 BGTrans. Alright, so now I'm outside of the rendering block. So what am I actually doing here? What is this? What is this business? This is, yeah, this is, oh, interesting. So right, so BGTrans greater than 0, the new equivalent of BGTrans greater than 0 is env next name not equals blank. Because greater than 0 meant we were in the process of transitioning. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Huh. Actually, no, that's not actually quite the equivalent statement. It means env next name. Whoa. I don't know if we have that equivalent statement anymore. I think actually, because it kind of means env next name not equals blank, but not actually, because it could also just mean that, env destination is not blank. But then env destination not being blank is not. No, I guess that's fine. I guess it's fine to say env next name not equals blank or env destination not equal blank. So wait, this is the part where we're setting a new destination. Right. Yeah. So what am I actually trying to say here? No, it doesn't matter if env destination. We don't actually care about env destination. All we care about is transitions. And so as long as we're not literally in the process of transitioning. Because like this is where we set env destination, right? I thought so. Right? Env destination. Yeah, so if BGTrans, oh yeah, so again, if env next name not equals blank and events next ev name dot n dot env not equals env name, then env destination. So this is the case where we randomly pick an event where this is the case where we're not in the process of transitioning already, and the next event that we have scheduled does not occur in our current environment. Then we schedule env destination. Yeah. So that's fine, because we're not going to bother checking if env destination is a different value, because for one thing it shouldn't be a different value. It'll just get oh my gosh, Matslow, what are you doing here? Didn't you have to go somewhere? Did you just wait around an entire hour and then apologize? Because you did not need to do that. I mean, if anything, I was too gruff with you. But the important thing about the whole situation was for you to leave. Because you kept trying to leave and you couldn't leave. Like, I don't want you to leave, but you needed to leave and you weren't leaving. And so I was helping you along. Admittedly, I was doing it in a fairly gruff, fairly like stern, strict sort of way. But is there somewhere you're supposed to be? I did. I banned you. I banned you because you were supposed to leave and you didn't leave. But is are you missing? Like, is there a missing persons report out on you? Is like because if there's I like you're welcome here, of course. But if you are supposed to be somewhere, please go. Please leave. Again, you're welcome. And I really don't mind if you stay. But if you have to leave, just set down your computer or just put it all down. Just put it'll be here when you get back. And then just go away. All right. Well, all right. It seemed important earlier. It seemed really important to you earlier, which is why I'm emphasizing it. But I guess if you're fine, then cool. All right. um, so, excuse me. All right. Hey, congratulations to those who leveled up. Excuse me. Uh, what's So what were we working on? Oh yeah, the BG trans. There's no BG trans anymore. Yeah, so that's the other thing. So BG trans greater than 5. We can still use. So yeah, if env next name not equals blank, that means we are transitioning. And so this is the case where we actually can just replace BG trans with next with env phase. So we can just replace that one. Is that all of them? Maybe. And then the rest of it is okay. Yeah. BG trans. So yeah, so there's no BG trans. Yeah, we can. I mean, we can get rid of it here too, because it's just not a thing anymore. Sometimes I'll factor out an old variable and then I'll just leave it there. uh, oh, actually, hold on. Undo. Uh, BG trans. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was just making sure I remembered to declare. Uh, oh yeah, no, I don't have. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, no, I do have to declare end phase. Uh, because I reference it outside of that place. And I guess like in Python, I don't technically have to, but I don't like that about Python. So end phase equals 0 for starters. Okay. Oh, so I guess I should stop hard setting it to 7. Oh, I was gonna change that loop, but no. For now, I'll just hard set it to 7. Um, so do do. Uh, congratulations on level 4, Matt Slow. Is it Matt Slow or Matt? Is it Matt Slow or Matt Slow or I wasn't even pronouncing it like either of those things. I was pronouncing it Matt Slow as if it was one word. I don't know. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Some of those times. Oh wait, more references to BG trans. Okay, so I'm not 100% done yet. So yeah, so again. So wait, what does this mean? Yeah. Okay, so if not cur live and env name not equal cur dot env. Wait, what? Oh, teleport. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wait, env name not equal cur dot env. What? Cur dot env. Yeah, cur right. No. That's yeah. This is when we teleport. I was like events and environments. I really should have called one of those two things something different because the abbreviations that I use for events and the abbreviations that I use for environments, I okay. Uh, so if BG trans is less than 5, all right. So I guess I can just replace that. If less than 5, yeah, that's legit. Oh, it's not sufficient though. Uh, so right, so if not cur live and env name not equal cur dot env and so what am I actually asking here? So it's an or, it'll be an or case now. It'll be like an or. This will be or. This will be an or where one of them is yeah. So one of them is end phase less than 5. But the other, yeah, no, the other half of that or statement is oh, end phase less than 5. Wait, hold on. Yeah, so BG's, no, not BG's anymore. It's now env next. So if env next name is blank, so if it's like, because env next name equaling blank is the old, it's the new equivalent of the old BG phase equaling 0. So if BG phase equals 0, or if it's less than 5, is like the new equivalent statement for that. All right, so BG trans. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, interesting. BG trans equals 0. Huh. Right, because when we teleport, we just cancel whatever transition might be going on. So the way we cancel whatever transition might be going on is to just say BG's no env next name equals blank, and then the rest of it is magically okay. Env next name equals blank. I think that's how this is gonna work. We'll see. Oh, hey, questions in chat. You want to see the side quest bug? You'll see bugs. Stick around. You'll see bugs. Oh, slow. Okay, Matt Slow. All right, sorry. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Hi, rules. Thank you. What image format do I save in? Most of my images are saved as .pngs, .pings, portable network graphics, I think is what it stands for. And I just use that because it preserves color and it supports transparency, and also I just like it. I just like pings. Um, so yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think setting an environment next name to 0 is the equivalent statement of yeah, yeah. Setting BG face to equal 0 is that, yeah, same thing. Okay. Um. Oh, wait. Yeah. Right, because we already do the environment stuff. Okay. Because like, yeah, the other thing that we have to do in that case is with the environment is to swap out the environment to equal the new environment and stuff. Okay. So that's all good. Okay. All right. Bimp bump dot bmp. Doesn't BMP use like indexed color? Oh yeah, so I guess that's another reason is that pings don't use indexed color. They preserve color, but they don't use indexed color. So you can introduce any color you want. And because I use like kind of like a painterly, I call it painterly only because like I have soft edges, but like because I don't do pixel art, because I do like like gradient color, it that's another reason I use Bing, I guess. Um, I don't know why I'm moving around so much. I'm just antsy, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so let's look. BG trans equals 1. What? What are we doing here? BG trans equals 1? Why are we hard setting BG trans? Oh, right. That was just vestigial from when we copied it over before. Yeah. That's not actually a thing anymore. Alright, so continue on. BG trans. Oh, I guess I just missed some first on my first pass. Alright, so replace. Alright, done. Yeah. So yeah. So this whole business of the new env phase, there's some differences. There are some distinct differences in how we use this. Specifically, all the times that we're checking about end phase equaling something. Wait, greater than or equal to 6? Yeah. So specifically, if we're asking greater than, yeah, in most of these cases, what we actually want it to say is if BG. No, I keep thinking BG name next, but it's env env next env next name not equals blank, and yeah. So yeah, in all these cases where we're asking about if the, because like all these cases are asking about, it's they're all checking for special conditions. Like, are we transitioning? Um, I mean, if these are all parallel to each other, I could actually just move this to. Oh no, no, I was gonna say I could move it to another location, but we have to split the layers in the correct order because the background, because the order that we oh, sorry. The order that we blit these in. No, I can't. It just occurred to me. I do have to refactor this a little bit more than I have done so far. I mean, I won't go crazy yet, but I'm gonna have to keep refactoring it. Oh yeah, and so the order that we blit the layers in is important because, or the order that we blit all the pieces of the environment is fairly important. There's a little wiggle room, but in a lot of ways, whoa, is that really all of them? No, there are more references to end phase, weren't there? Could have sworn there were more. Oh yeah, here's some. Uh, uh, yeah, because we always have the wait, what is this? Wait, where am I? Oh yeah, there. Oh yeah, what are all these? If end phase. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the background, and it's much simpler. Oh, so simple, so relatively simple, except for the BGTS BGOS thing. That's the part where I'm gonna have to shuffle some stuff up. Uh, I mean, or I could just go back to the old ways. I don't have to refactor all that stuff. I was just thinking it might be easier because like this is like there's like a lot going on here, right? So at a certain point, it might just be easier to streamline some of this stuff. But all right, I'll continue to put env name, env next name in the correct location. So yeah, so in this case, it's an and to all of this stuff. So and then this or conditional. Uh, so what format supports more than one layer? I think like most image formats are gonna only support one layer. The image formats that support more than one layers are gonna be the ones that like are specific to the program that you're working in. So for example, Photoshop has a file format that you can save Photoshop files with multiple layers. And like paint.net, which is what I use, has its own special format that I can, so like when I'm working on things I can save them with multiple layers, but then when I'm ready to actually use them in the game I tend to save them out as individual ping files. Like I save out the individual layers as individual pings. Is coding hard? Coding is tricky to learn, and it's tricky. It's not really hard because you can figure it out. Like you're like rarely will you ever come to a place where you cannot proceed, but it's tricky. So it's like a really tangled ball of like string or something. Like if you keep tugging at it, eventually it'll unravel. But you have to tug. Sometimes you have to tug for a very long time. Um, so oh, do I like programming? I enjoy it. I describe it as the one of the most obtuse and rewarding text adventure games in the world. um, oh, you don't understand. Sorry, I must have zoned out of chat for a while. You don't understand what to do in side quests? That's fine. I sometimes don't understand what to do in life, but I think the important thing is to keep going. Or not. I don't know. It's just side quest. Um, okay, did I update all these end phase things correctly? No, I still have a few more to go. Uh, do do do. I probably will want to rework. I mean, the whole point of switching over the phase or the frames to always be in order is that I could make like some of the stuff where I had to like handle it like flip-flopping weird ways, I don't have to worry about that as much anymore. Or else I do. I don't know, we'll see. It might be that I made nothing easier. Um, but we'll see. Uh, no, it probably didn't make much stuff easier. I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. Uh, so, uh, I, uh, I could keep BG phase 0. And then, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like grafting in this extra conditional. Like the whole extra env name not equals blank thing. I don't enjoy cramming that a ton of different places. So yeah, and if yeah, it's still only the case that this still only ever matters in the case of a of an environment transition. Like so yeah, I think I might do that. I think I might do that because I just don't totally care. Uh, um, wait, what was the question? Uh, oh, uh, all right. Uh, okay. Uh, so is there anything else? Is there another is there another scenario wherein I'll want to be referencing these phases? I mean, it hasn't come up yet, and if it does ever come up, I can just switch it over. But yeah, for now, I'm right. So now I only have to calculate. So right, so now we'll say uh oh yeah, okay. I guess we'll do it after right, because this is the place where we actually set env next name to something other than blank. So we'll do yeah. So the last thing that we'll do is we'll say if env so yeah, we'll just run this conditional once, and then we don't have to run it a million other times. So env next name equals blank, then bg or env. I need to phase out bg altogether. So in that case, env phase equals 0. Else else we'll do the what we have been doing for checking the phase. Yeah, I think that's a little cleaner because now all those things that yeah, so now all those other places that I was mentioning env next name gratuitously, I can just take it back out again, and the old conditionals will work. Yeah, that was just like Krugly and not something I wanted to be a part of. Or not something I wanted to be a part of my code. Admittedly, I'll be refactoring a lot of this stuff. Oh yeah, so actually I'll look for all the cases where not equals blank. And just get rid of all these. Whoops. Shoot, I should have just like undo. I should have done that, but now I changed other things and I can't just keep undoing. But there weren't too many of them, right? Why is it? Oops, no. Why did it select? Why did it highlight weird things like that? I do not know. Alright, so just a few more of these. These ones are cleaner. These ones are not as gnarly. Doop-a-doop. Doop-a-doop. Bleep-a-loop. Sorry. Just as soon as I start working on something that doesn't involve like the logic or speech centers of my brain just for some reason it autopilots to like making weird noises. I don't. Maybe it's. I don't know. Maybe that's some sort of a. Uh, what can you ask me? What is, oh, the answer to life? Oh, yeah. Hold on, wait. I wrote that down somewhere. Let me see if I can find that, and I'll get back to you. Oh yeah, so yeah, this can go back to being if I mean, this one can actually stay the same because this is literally just that check. But then, yeah, so that's actually fine. I mean, this can be either one. This could be n for next name not equals blank, or n phase equals 0 because those are equivalent statements. Uh, yeah. All right. That one also fine. Okay, those are the last two references to it. So were there any other references to n next name? I think there was at least one other reference to n next name where I was making one of these conditionals. Yeah. So if n next name not equals... Oh no, that's the one I was just looking at. So no, not that. Yeah, here it is. So yeah, so if n blah 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 equals 0 or blah blah blah. So no, yeah, and here we're just going to say if n phase is less than 5 again. Oh, wait. Yeah, right, yeah. Because I just fixed it, so that's not fine. Okay. So n for next phase equals blank, yeah, okay. Oh. Huh. Is that... When I'm resetting it, I might not want to just do n for next name equals blank. I might want to do n for next name equals blank and up front set n phase. Well, wait, where are we? Are we on a different thread, or is this part of... No, this is a init event. So... Or no, this is a init teleport, which will always be part of the main thread, and it'll always process before. So yeah, no, we can just... It's satisfactory just to say n for next name equals... Oops, there might be some cases where... No, there's probably not any cases where I have to actually hard set n phase, because just by hard setting n next name, then the n phase will get updated appropriately the next time we process. Uh, Making mobile games is messed up only because of marketing difficulty. This is the pain part in making mobile games. That's probably fairly accurate, right? Because, like, what is it? 500 mobile games are released every day. So it's like, good luck. And I think that's actually only on iOS. I think on iOS, like, yeah, good job, Matt. So, did Trusty Bard tweet at you to let you know that it worked out correctly? Oops, wrong computer. Yeah, 500 games every day on iOS. So like, if you're releasing an iOS game, like, yeah, you got. There are a few other people. Oh, cool. Yeah, it worked. Yay. I mean, there's no reason that it shouldn't work. The updating, but I just check intermittently just to make sure, just to be, yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, I haven't been using Twitter super much lately, but you do get the yeah. I was just about to say, so hypothetically you can play SideQuest on Twitter, but I haven't been playing on Twitter very much lately. Like, I haven't been running the game through Twitter very much lately. Right now you get notifications when you level up, so in case you ever miss it on screen, you'll get Trusty Bard will let you know. And then also, yeah, so when I do run the game through Twitter, you can play the game through Twitch or through Twitter, and if you link your accounts, when I run the game through Twitter, if you're ever like not in the stream, for example, like if you're traveling and you play the game through Twitter, it will all your experience will get contributed to the same character, right? So you won't be like leveling two separate characters. It'll all, yeah, all the experience will get attributed correctly. Again, I plan on using Twitter more in the future, but I don't know. I don't really have a good reason not to be using it now. I just haven't been. I've just been out of the habit, I guess. I don't know. Cool. All right. So environment, next name. Yeah. So that's fine as it is there. And then I think these are. What is this? If environment frame. Yeah, this is situations where I'm actually or I'm actually trying to check these things. Uh, so, uh, environment next